So, Hansi review. Feb 2023. So, we actually went away for a week in Feb in Marbella, Spain. Well, just outside Marbella. The accommodation was like in town, literally next to international motorway from Marbella. Heading back towards Fuengirola and Malaga and the airport. So, yeah. So, I'm going to do a review. So, let's start with a journey outbound to Malaga Airport. So, arrived at the airport 3 hours early. So, so we did that. I live in the northwest of England, so you can probably tell which airport we use. So, and which terminal we'll probably use equals Terminal 2. The terminal was fine. We checked in, super efficient. Super efficient. We did have a training and check-in desk, but it went smoothly because there was someone trainer, which was good. So check-in took less than 2 minutes. Straight to security when it took. I don't know whether because it was off-peak or whether when off-peak, I think. But security moved. There was queues, but it moved quickly. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it took half an hour to get through security, and then went and had a explore around the airport, round the shops. Boots. They've opened Boots now, which is good. So So the flight was scheduled to leave at 8:45 in the morning. We actually, I think, left 10-15 minutes late, but we were waiting for someone to go through the boarding gate, because the boarding gate we went to is one of the new ones, which you've been to that terminal, which I just mentioned. It's one of those where you had to get a minibus to the plane. So we've got a minibus to the plane, but we were waiting on someone to board. Like, I think we were waiting 10 minutes for them to come. So so that's delayed the flight by about 10 minutes. We were up in there. It took 3 hours and 40 to get there. I say 3 hours, it was actually 2 hours 40, but mainland Spain, along with the Balearics, are an hour ahead of the UK. The Canaries are on GMT, which is UK time. So so it's about 1ish when we landed, and then we had a really long walk from Malaga Airport, the exit gate to border control, because they've moved it right down where border control is. No, baggage reclaim. So did that. But by the time we got through to border control, that was truth, the air freshener going off. It's like one of those automatic ones that's on a timer. So So yeah, baggage was already there to be reclaimed. So we did that. And booked taxi transfer. So yeah, so we did that. So yeah, so let's move on to the accommodation. I'm just gonna have a brew. Yeah, so the accommodation. So we arrived at accommodation. Can't check in Tarfor. So yeah, so we did that. We left our like suitcases are at reception in like the storage unit for baggage, like a luggage or something. So we did that, and then we went to have something to eat. Grabbed a couple bits from the supermarket, which was right opposite reception. Go over the bridge over the motorway, and you're there. There's two supermarkets. One on the side where reception is, and one on the opposite side. So we did that. Yeah. So yeah, and then we went back. They said they would get someone to bring the baggage down, so they did. Arrived at accommodation, which I must say it was really hard, not find, but really hard to find. I don't know. My dad was the one who got given the map show where the accommodation was. And everyone was thinking where he's taking us. Well, I didn't realise until we got to our accommodation that even though it's all same, like same part of the complex, not the same part, but you know what I mean, like same result, it's all in like different complexes. So where our condition was right at the bottom of the resort, but you had to go down like a really steep hill to get to it. So yeah. So the accommodation is really nice. I say some of the facilities if you do go on Feb are out of bounds. Most of the outdoor pools are closed. The outdoor pool where we were in the accommodation, like our block of accommodation, was opened, but there is a heated indoor pool there and jacuzzi and a sauna just past reception. There's like a gym and an arcade. So here we go past reception, you see a set of stairs, you go downstairs, if you come to some changing rooms where it's like the arcade is, you've got like a tennis court and a meeting room down there. So you go through the change rooms, you can get change for the swimming pool, but there's also a gym there. You do need to access those changing rooms with your hotel key card though. I'll always link the place we say down below in the description box. So yeah. So the apartment is lovely and spacious, 3 bathrooms. Or it's 3 bathrooms, it's actually 2 bathrooms and then an ensuite room. It was 3 bedrooms, so someone was sleeping on the sofa. So it was a brother who was sleeping on the sofa. The beds were comfy. They were memory foam. Some places aren't memory foam, and I do have a memory foam bed at home, so it's really comfortable. And once you have a memory foam, you don't want to go back to a normal bed. Like I mentioned last summer, the beds in Lanzarote the bedroom that me and my brother painted, they were really rock hard. So yeah. but these were nice and comfortable. So yeah. You had access to UK channels, and what's really nice was turn the TV on, it's fine. We've got all the main 5 channels from the UK on there, and guess what? He managed to get our ITV region, so don't really do it for every single guest. Put their own like ITV and BC region. Although it was a bit strange because we had ITV North West, which is Granada, but we had BC One North East, which I don't understand unless they've got the signal from like Cumbria or somewhere, which I could understand. So I could understand that. Right, so yeah. Oh, and one thing I will say about the conversation is the Wi-Fi access is not very clear. You can only get a code, but you can only access 2 devices from that code. So yeah, and you have to pay I think extra €20 per 2 devices. So yeah, they didn't tell us at reception you actually need a code to access it. So yeah, so play our fault for not asking. So yeah, so we just decided to use 1 device each. So yeah, decided to use my phone Wi-Fi, so I could upload some logs. Yeah, so yeah. So yeah, it was really good. The facilities, I had a gym, indoor pool, and I saw that I couldn't use the sauna because male one was out order, but the female one was open. So yeah. And just to make you aware, if you do stay at this congregation, they do swimming lessons for local kids in the indoor pool. I suppose they do it in the outdoor pool in summer. I don't know. So yeah. What else? So yeah, shopping. So let's move on to grocery shopping. So I don't know what this fetch rate is like in mainland Spain. I've heard I need to do my research on it on the internet, but the cost of groceries, well, particularly the supermarkets like Carrefour and Supercore, which were the local ones, were really expensive. So I did manage to nick to Lidl one morning. I walked down. Well, it's in Spain. They don't have discount stores like Lidl. No, B&M, Home Bargains, Poundland, Pound Stretcher, like that. They've got like cheap supermarkets, Lidl, Aldi, and then they have 2 versions. So we used to have a supermarket called Quick Save years and years ago, which was like a British version of Aldi and Lidl, and it went bust. So I've got 2 of those, Mercadona and Dyer, spelled DIA. So yeah, so those are like the cheapest supermarkets. So I walked there. McDonald's literally right next door to Lidl. I don't know why, but every time we've gone to places in Spain, there's always a Lidl within like 5 minutes of like a Mercadona. I don't know why. So yeah. So yeah. So use them. I don't know what the inflation rate is, but I know some of the groceries were quite high priced in Spain, especially in like Carrefour. So like ferry washing and stuff, $4.19. I've noticed some prices increase from Lanzarote. I think Lanzarote might be a tad more dearer just because it's iron and you have to import stuff, although the inflation rate is lower. And for what I made of it last year, all supermarkets are like suddenly priced items. So yeah, things like ferry washing liquids, €4. Just over €4 for a bottle. So things like dishwasher detergent, cauliflowers were much expensive, but yeah. So yeah, things have gone up. Yeah. One thing that I have noticed though is the price of like milk and butter haven't gone up as much over there than here in UK. I think I was paying $1.99. I think butter's $1.99 now for own brand block, and it was like £1.50 for a long time. I can remember you could get it for £1. And again, milk, like it's gone up to nearly £1.65 for a 4-pinter, and I'm pretty sure at the start here I was paying like £1.10, £1.25 for it. So it's just crazy. So I need to look into that. One reason I did go to Lidl was to get some washing detergent. Oh, going back to accommodations, well, they do give you with washing up liquid, like a sponge scourer, and like a cleaning cloth, and some washing detergent. You can buy fabric conditioner separate. Oh yeah, another thing, colour catcher sheets as well. So in Supercore, because it was Sunday, not many shops are open on Sunday in Thrain. Let me just put that out there, especially in off-peak season. Even in like a tourist area, you know, like Malaga, Costa del Sol, most of the supermarkets will be open on a Sunday, but only in the summer. And that was the same in Lanzarote, I think. I think Mercadona is the only one that's shut all year round. Yeah. So cauliflowers were more there, so yeah. So yeah. Oh, and Coke. I can't believe the price of Coca-Cola in Spain. So for 10 cans, I think it was 12 cans, it was like nearly €10. Like, are you really joking me? Like, how can it be €10? That's nearly double the price of what it is here in UK. You could get 10 cans for £4.69 in Tesco and Aldi. So I was really shocked. And colour catcher sheets, so they were just, I think they were €2.50 or something, or €2.20 in Lanzarote. The same product over in mainland Spain, Supercore, €4.50, €4.50. Like, whoa. So yeah, so if you are staying in this accommodation, I do recommend you go to the bus stop, get the bus to Lidl and Mercadona and do your grocery shopping. If you do top up, I recommend Carrefour and Supercore. Just ace of money. I guessed. I don't know if it's the same here in Spain as the UK, but they do say like if you live in the north of England, it's cheaper than down south. So I don't know whether that's true in Spain, but yeah. So I'm going to do my research on inflation rate. And another thing, I don't know where the prices lie due to the tax rate. Like, I know in Lanzarote the tax rate was 7% on like hot food and stuff, because we got receipts from like KFC. It said tax like 7%. So I wonder where. I don't know what the government's like either in Spain. Like, are tax rates decided at a national or local government level? And I wonder where the Canaries are treated, whether that's probably why they're cheaper. Like special, like at 9 and the channel it's like a Crown dependency, but the Spanish version, maybe look into that as well. So yeah, what else? There. So yeah. Right. So moving on to the. So yeah, so stage 3, which is stuff. The beach was like, we didn't go in the sea because it was rough, like rough and choppy. Yeah, so yeah. What else? So, flight back home. So the flight back home. So we actually got the flight time wrong. So we actually found out as we called change taxi. Like I mentioned in one of the vlogs, we thought the taxi was picking us at 11 and the flight was at 1:45, but it was actually 1:45 the flight, Spanish time. So I was wondering why the taxi was picking us at 11, because that wasn't going to be enough time to get to the airport, because it's like 40-minute journey from the accommodation. It was like, but what if there's like an accident on the motorway and stuff, or if it's like, because it's how big the queue is in security, and my dad's had like a hip replacement and like a device implanted for as his reflux as well, so that always takes time, so he always gets like up, at security because it's metal. So yeah, so we pushed it back to an hour, and there was actually an accident on the other side because they drive on the other side in Spain, coming to pick us up. So luckily we booked it for that earlier. We always try and aim to get there 3 hours before the flight time, just so we can have plenty of time. So yeah, and that's the air pressure just going off again. So yeah, I'd say though, I looked in Malaga airport and the prices, biggest rip-off versions ever. So like, I was just like looking for like something to just round, and it wanted like some restaurants with like €10. I was like, I'm not paying that. So yeah, so I managed to find like a toasty or something for like just under €6. So I had that. What, like, got like sweets and stuff. And it was like €4, like a big bag of Haribo. Like, really? So yeah, again, we delayed 25 minutes going. So yeah, going back home, much due to that. The French air traffic control have decided they were striking. So yeah. So moving on to the airline review, because funny enough, I've never flown this airline before. Jet2. Now I am on the fence to whether flying with them again or not. So yeah, so the delays were pretty good, like 10-25 minutes both ways, 10 minutes going, 25 on the way back. But they're so efficient, because Jet2 is airline that has its own staff, from baggage handlers to people at the boarding gate. So yeah, so it cuts out the middleman, if that makes sense. So yeah. So yeah. The one thing I do say is the price of luggage is very expensive for Jet2, hence why we only took 3 cases. But you don't do extra legroom as well, which was a concern. I was trying going on the way out because seats were a bit wider, but the seats going back were really narrow. So like I was sitting, but my knees were like touching the seat in front of me, but the flight was 3/4 full on the way back. So luckily there's a whole row behind us and the seats complete free. It's like row free all to myself, like, thank God for that. So could able to like sit more freely, like I could stretch my legs a bit more. So yeah, I couldn't do that on the flight out to Malaga airport because it was a full flight, but luckily I could do it on the way back. Just because of my height and my broadness, I think my brother might say the same as well. He's an inch taller than me, but like me, he's got long legs and broad shoulders. So he'd probably say the same thing as well. Like, I think I do suffer from like claustrophobia, but not like in the sense like it's related to anything. It's just related to my height. So like things like the seats aren't designed for people like me, 6'3", broad-shouldered people, and Jet2. I think the cheaper you go airline, the smaller the seats are, because you know my brother does go on like these lads' holidays now, like friends' holidays and stuff, and I think he flies with Ryanair and goes with friends. He said the seats are much worse than there and Jet2, so yeah, yeah. Mm. Yeah. So yeah. So look at the phone at the seat on a plane. Yeah. It just relates to my height, my claustrophobia, so yeah. And broadness. Like I don't know why. I do have fear of places with low flying ceilings, low lying ceilings. Again, because of my height. I like, yeah, so yeah. So I do actually think it was claustrophobic, but looking as available. So the flight back was easy. We landed straight through board control, and the bags were already there, which was good because last summer we waited and nearly an hour for bags to come down from the time we landed. So we're literally out airport. And time to get him out, booked a taxi and we were on the way, so it took us less than 40 minutes in the airport to come home, and it took us nearly an hour or so. I got our bags, turned around, the baggage reclaim all. Yeah, it was quite strange because there were people waiting for a flight last summer that only landed about half an hour before us, and he was still waiting for bags nearly an hour it landed. So yeah, so no, because so hope you enjoyed this video. It's a long video, it's about 30 minutes long, and yeah, so I am going to go now, enjoy my brew, take Ruby out for a walk, and go do a bit of grocery shopping because we've got nothing, like hardly anything in the fridge apart from Flora and some onions and some random bits we picked up for tea last night. I'd go and pick up because we just caught in like a local Sainsbury's just to get stuff for breakfast and tea last night and stuff, and breakfast and tea, so I'm going to go and do that in a minute. You'll probably see the grocery haul before that. Yeah, this anyway. Bye guys.